Religiously, once a year, in every major country, thousands of people make a crowded pilgrimage to pay their first respects. They stream through the turnstiles to stare, to dream, to admire, and pay noisy homage to an object that has captured their hearts, the motor car. Few things have inspired such a close and involved relationship as between man and motor car. It has been described as the great 20th century love affair, a means by which the ordinary man can express his desire for power, individuality, superiority, and perhaps even virility. But as the car population increases and a growing proportion of owners begin to look around for a vehicle to replace their third or fourth love affair, there's an indication that for many people, the days of the car purely as a status symbol are over. The modern motorist knows what he's looking for.
Well, from the experience of driving many, many miles as I have done, I would say comfort first, which means size.
Well, I go for the look of it much more than anything. Comfort, speed, and plenty of room for the luggage.
Styling for the wife and good colours, I suppose.
Fairish side boat to take plenty of luggage in.
Miles per gallon and easy service facilities.
Good safe seat belts in a car full of kids or your wife or passengers and so forth.
I suppose being a woman, I look for style, really. Something I like the shape of, personally.
Obviously, economy is something that's something to take into consideration. And performance is great, which is rather difficult to sum up in one particular motor car.
We need the space.
We want economy, we want reasonable price.
One wants an ideal car, but one has to compromise. Ideally, one would like all the room that's necessary for a family and a holiday, but one would also like all the qualities of a sports car in terms of handling and pleasure to drive, and I suppose compactness, but so far they haven't made it.
The motor vehicle has become an indispensable part of people's lives, and this familiarity has bred a new awareness of what a good car should be. Even though the honeymoon with the car may be over, the excitement remains as more and more people begin to think of the car as a means of doing a whole variety of other things that modern living is all about. The open road, a symbol of freedom to the man with a motor car, and for British Leyland a starting point for a new concept in vehicle engineering. George Turnbull, managing director of Austin Morris and a key man in the team that set out to design a car for all kinds of roads and all kinds of people.
When we at Austin Morris decided the concept of the new car, codenamed ADO 67, we wanted to produce a car which would be all things to all men. As we saw it, we wanted a medium-sized family car with advanced engineering features, good performance, exceptional comfort, road holding, steering, in fact, a personal car.
Designed from the road upwards, the ADO 67 became the code name for 5 years' hard work and an enormous investment in money and skill. Harry Webster, technical director of the engineering division.
Obviously, the radial ply tire is a much better animal than the cross-ply from the point of view of ride and handling. And we felt that because the suspension that we're using on this vehicle is such a big step forward, it was perhaps retrograde, a little retrograde, to stay with the cross-ply tyres, having done so much more to the suspension.
Although Austin were already leaders in suspension systems, the team had been working on a new idea that was earmarked for the ADO-67. Bert Lawrence explains.
This is quite a revolutionary form of suspension. We pioneered hydroelastic, if you remember, with the earlier Minis 1300s and 1800s. This is quite a considerable improvement, even upon hydroelastic.
Hydrogas, a system similar in many ways to hydroelastic, but even more refined and effective. Ray Bates explains why.
The big change is that the rubber suspension medium that we had on the hydroelastic version has been superseded by a sealed bag of nitrogen under pressure, which forms the suspension medium.
I think you'll find that the road holding is quite extraordinary. I think this must be the most important feature of this car.
In road holding, in resistance to rolling and pitching, and in ironing out the roughest surfaces, Hydrogas is superlative. And throughout its development, nothing was left to chance.
The test program we've done on it is a very extensive one. And I think it's fair to say that this unit will prove just as reliable, and we're convinced that it is. It's a hell of a good suspension.
Already, the design team were well on their way, substantially improving what was thought to be an unbeatable suspension on previous models. Lord Stokes, chairman and managing director of British Leyland.
It's become fashionable nowadays to have transverse engines. It's become fashionable to have front-wheel drives. But Austin Morris were the absolute pioneers of this in mass production vehicles in real quantity.
Past experience has proved beyond question that for tenacious road holding and comfortable ride, a wheel at each corner and front-wheel drive are a powerful combination. The time had come for decisions to be made regarding the power units for the new car.
We decided on a wide range of engine options from 1100 cc's up to 1750 cc's.
Particular attention was paid to the layout of the engine compartment. Filmer Paradise, Director of Sales.
Traditionally, in our front-wheel drive cars, we've had rather a crowded engine compartment and little difficulties in